About the president's housing plan, let's get some answers from someone in the know. John Adams is with me now. He is a leading expert and consultant on home ownership issues, and he also hosts a weekly radio show and writes, boy, you're busy.
I'm busy.
Writes a real estate column for the Sunday Atlanta Journal-Constitution. John, let's get started. Hey, look, first of all, Candy Crowley's piece.
Yes.
You know, I'm just sort of curious. You know there are going to be a lot of people who are not happy with the plan, a lot of carping going on, but I wonder, was it even possible for the president or anyone to craft a plan to attack the housing crisis that everyone would be happy with?
Candy's right. It's impossible to do that. But if you take the politics out of this, I think it's a good first step.
Tell me why. Why do you think it's a good first step?
Because it's housing that led us into this economic crisis. It's got to be housing that takes us out. We've got to put a floor underneath this market. This initiative seeks to do that by putting a lot of money out there. It helps people refinance that should be allowed to, that aren't able to through no fault of their own. Home values have dropped. It also seeks to stabilize some of these foreclosures through loan modifications. These are things lenders should be doing anyway. They were waiting.
Were you disappointed when the initial plan for TARP 1 changed from getting the toxic assets off the books to capitalizing the banks, or did that just have to happen at some point?
My suspicion is it had to happen because the banks were failing on a daily basis. However, once they got the money, they decided that was added to their capital. It stabilized their position. They said, why should we loan it? We're going to hold on to it. So it didn't have the desired effect. This is going to have the desired effect. It puts money in the hands of people that need it.
You want to take on some email questions?
I'm ready.
All right, let's put the first one up here. I owe more than my property is worth. That means I'm underwater, correct?
Right.
Okay, do I qualify to refinance under the plan announced by the president yesterday?
Up to 105% of the current appraised value. If your home value has fallen, let's say you paid $125.
Yes.
Let's say you got a mortgage for $100,000. Now the house is worth $100. You don't qualify to refinance because with your closing costs, your loan would be higher than the value of your house. Under this program, you could go up to $105,000. 105%.
Okay, got another one here. As a struggling homeowner, how do I know if I qualify for help? And then I'll add on here. I mean, is there a website, John, to go to, a phone number to call? And I'm not asking you if you have it. If there is one, we'll find it. What do you do? Who do you reach out to here?
The process is going to be very similar to when you applied for the mortgage in the first place. It'll be handled by your current loan processor. They have to volunteer to participate, and on March 4th, we'll find out which lenders have agreed to and which have not. The administration has indicated that the vast majority of major lenders have pre-committed. They want to be involved. We'll know the exact guidelines on the 4th, but my suspicion is that you would still have to show sufficient income. In other words, this program is not designed to keep you in a house you'll never be able to afford. Instead, it's designed to modify your current loan and make it affordable for you now and over a 5-year period.
So talk us through what I might need in terms of documentation. Is I guess some tax forms as well. I mean, what kinds of documents should I be thinking about gathering now?
The same things that you needed when you got this loan. You'll need your pay stubs, current pay stubs, W-2s. You're going to need credit card statements. You're going to need, if there's a second mortgage balance, you'll need that information. And the key number is the 800 number that's on your payment coupon. I'd begin, and the administration's saying wait till March 4th. I'd go ahead and begin calling now.
I think that's
because
smart.
On March 4th, I can tell you those phone lines will be jammed.
So let's see, I think we have one more question here. I owe more than my property is worth. Do I qualify for a refi under this plan?
It's entirely possible that you will. It's going to depend on the appraised value of the property now.
Yes.
And we don't know what that is until we apply. So my point is, it costs you nothing. Go ahead and start the process. Call your lender and see if you can take advantage of this program. It can only help.
And Joe, throw that last question up again. I think I jumped ahead. My loan is scheduled for foreclosure soon. What should I do?
Call your lender immediately. Ask if this is a conforming Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac loan, and if so, can you participate in the announced stabilization program?
This plan is relying heavily on refinance activity.
Refinance and modification. There are two parts to the plan.
John, that was terrific. Wow, you blasted through that.
Thank you, sir.
John Adams here. And in just a few minutes,